Good day, welcome back. This is Just Loving People, the program from South Korea. My name is Lawrence and
Michelle.
yes, and welcome back to the show. Now, this week we continue our series about It's All or Nothing. And today we're talking about chapter 2 in our book. And it's all about relationship with God.
Yes.
Now, in the background, well, we're actually looking here at they're busy remodeling or excavating, fixing our park here in South Korea. And I was just thinking, and God is always changing us. God is always fixing us also.
Yeah, just as they are busy preparing the gardens for our winter snow that's coming, I believe that's what God does to us in our spirits. He is preparing us for the new seasons. So if you feel a little tuck and pull that's not nice, then yeah, God is busy preparing your garden. So that's a beautiful way of putting it.
Yeah, if I look here, I see a truck full of sand, and I see this little excavator and men preparing the ground for the winter season. And so in my life, I felt many times, as you just said, it is seasons. Sometimes you feel like you're on top of the world and you know everything and you've arrived, and then God just has this tendency to, or not even God, I think the Bible, or things just come your way and you suddenly realize, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, that happens to all of us, I believe. It is, you just need to be willing and open to accept your pruning and just to be willing to mature and grow into your beautiful new season.
Doesn't the Bible say that God prunes us like He prunes a tree?
That's exactly what's written in the Holy Bible.
Yeah, and for me, I'm not exactly sure when this pruning happens, but I just know that just lately, I reached this point, and we've talked about this on previous episodes, where I just felt, everything I've learned was wrong, and I had to learn something new. And that's quite a moment, to get to that point where you just realize, okay, listen, I've missed it. But in my case, I was willing to stop and say, okay, God, I've missed it. Please help me. Please, you teach me. Because I was ready for change. And just that, as we looked at that excavator, exactly like they're changing everything, God is always working on us, changing us.
That's exactly that. And you said you're not really sure when it happens, how it happens. It happens exactly at that moment when you stop and listen to your spirit crying out for you to just look up to God. And when you say the words, God, help me, that's when it happens. Because then your mind, body, and spirit aligns with God. And then you suddenly feel, oh, I didn't know that, or wow, I didn't see that. So suddenly your spiritual eyes and ears open.
Yes.
Because everything is in line with God's will. And that is when everything happens.
Now we're walking next to the lake, a huge helicopter flying by. It's a sunny day, although it's chilly today. But just last week, just a few days ago, I'm looking here at the leaves. Previous episodes, you heard us walking through the leaves. So quickly, all these leaves fall to the ground. We had this beautiful autumn week last week. And now when we arrive here back at the park, all the leaves are gone. And I think, as we talk today, relationship with God, things always change. For me, things always change. I think we need to be ready. You just need to be ready for change in your life.
That's the thing. You need to be open for change, to feel the change and to experience the change. If you're not willing and open to change, it's not going to happen.
Yes, and the Bible say that, be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Now, I've just seen all these trees being transformed. They was luscious and green, and then they turned to this beautiful autumn colors, and now there's nothing. I mean, I look at these trees, and there's nothing. I mean, this one has like 3 leaves on. I think this tree is just like, God, I look so ugly, I feel ugly, and sometimes we feel like that.
We do, and that is our winter seasons. Where nothing makes sense anymore because now you've been through this busy season, pruning season, you grew, you saw change, everything, and suddenly nothing. There's nothing. You're sleepy, you are tired, there's nothing exciting happening, you don't know what's going on.
안녕하세요. Nice to meet you. Some grandpa walking by.
And then that is winter.
Yeah.
Winter, your leaves fall off. You're just standing still. Nobody sees nothing. But underneath the earth, these beautiful trees we had in spring and summer and autumn suddenly appears with no leaves. But under the ground, their roots start to grow and grow and grow, and they're just taking in all the vitamins and everything they need for the next season. So in our hibernating season, that's where our roots grow. That's where we get steady for the big season.
And if you think about it, soon it's going to be all snowed up. I mean, here in South Korea, the snow falls and it just stays here for a month or 2. And I don't want to be a green tree in the middle of minus 20 degrees. So it's cool, it is wonderful that the trees go through this change. And I've seen in my life, I went through these stages where you're so close to God, you're on top of the mountain and you just experience Him. And then there's these quiet moments where where God is not so close, but you're getting busy with other stuff. And I've just seen that, just stay true. That relationship with God, as we always say, that quiet time. Every morning, that quiet time. That is the most important thing, to keep that relationship going. Like this morning, I woke up at 5. I got up, I had my quiet time. And today I was reading a book. I know you are very for that, to just be quiet. I was quiet for a while, and then I just started reading this book. And this book so fascinated me, where it talked about, God is light, and how the light of God created everything, and how He put the Holy Spirit in us, and how, God is so in love with us.
That is absolutely true. And relationship with God prepares you for all the seasons you need to go through. Because you have to go through them. If you don't go through them, then you're dead. Then why are you here? So you need to grow through your seasons in order to grow. Some trees, they are aged 400 years old. They grow and go every year. They go through seasons. There's not a year they don't go through a season. So even though they're 400 years old, they go through seasons. So we as humans, we go through seasons. Everything God created goes through seasons. Even the animals, the bugs, everything. Look at a butterfly. It goes through all sorts of transformations. And, be willing and be open to grow and to just be there with God. That is relationship with God.
Absolutely. For me also, you just talked about the butterflies. We've seen the most beautiful butterflies here in South Korea, the best ever. And that thing, we've also seen the worms. It's an ugly looking, scary worm that crawls on the ground, and then it does its thing, and it goes into its hibernation, and it makes a cocoon. And when it comes out, it's that beautiful butterfly. Now, who can imagine that hairy worm can become such a beautiful butterfly?
That's the thing with human beings I've noticed, is people judge one another. And even though God says don't judge, because if you are judging, you will be judged. and that's something to think about. But when people look at each other, they see the outside. And immediately, if the person is not good looking or well dressed or well behaved, then everybody's like, oh, I'm not going close there. I'm not associating with them. But when you sit down with that person and you have a conversation, they are the hidden gem that is missing in your life. They are so beautifully in spirit that you are missing out. So I would say relationship with God, start by asking God to open up your spiritual eyes and ears so that you can see the true beauty and so that you can see the truth. Because truth is there, but if you can't see it, you don't experience it. So the moment your spiritual eyes and ears are open, you hear what you have to hear. And you see what you have to see. I mean, that's the most beautiful thing when you look at a person and you don't see the flesh. Obviously, you see the flesh because you have eyes, but you don't see the flesh because you see the spirit. You see that clear white canvas before God. And you look the same. That is beauty.
Yes, it is. It is absolutely true. Like yesterday, somebody sent me this video clip. And when I looked at the video clip, I saw this poor homeless guy, and I didn't thought much of him. As you said, we looked on the outside. But when that guy started singing, he had this awesome voice. And he was singing a song that talks about, the sun will shine again in God's time. And it so touched me. And his face just lit up and his eyes. And you could just see this man from the street. You said he looks like an angel.
Yeah, when I saw him, at first I thought, oh man, I wish people would stop sending around these insulting video clips and laugh about him. But then God said, open it. Because the front picture was blurry, So I opened it, and the moment I opened it, I saw the man's eyes. And he captured me. And then he started singing about the sun will shine in the morning again. And look up, child of God, look up. God is with you. I started crying because all I could see was an angel. I just saw an angel praising God everywhere he goes. And he's so proud of God. He's singing. He wasn't whispering. He sang his heart out to God. And people should learn to do that. To be proud of God. And to rejoice wherever they go. And just to talk about him and not feeling ashamed of God. And so that's my signal for the first episode. So I just want to conclude this conversation from me, Michelle, saying, ask God to open up your spiritual eyes and ears and start that intimate relationship today. Don't delay that. And God bless you. I love you. Hope to meet you soon.
Well, thank you. This was in our series about It's All or Nothing. This was the second week, and this is about relationship with God this whole week. You can go to justlovingpeople.com. You can download the series for free, and you can also order our ebook. It's All or Nothing for only $10. This helps us stay on the air. Partners, thank you so much. Radio stations, thank you for bringing us to our listeners. And tomorrow we will be back. Same radio station, same time, with another nice program here from South Korea. And today, I hope you enjoyed the noises that we bring to you in the beginning of this program and everything else. Well, until tomorrow, goodbye and God bless.